Extra strong, durable, protected, prestige metal roofing. This is Channel 9 Eyewitness News at 5. Coverage you can count on.
And breaking right now, deputies just updated us on a death investigation at this Orange County home. A mother and her teenage daughter found dead inside. We've been working for the past hour to get more information on this story.
Ty Russell is at the scene right now talking to investigators, getting the very latest information. We can tell you that there is a media staging area along Santa Barbara Road in Pine Hills, and as soon as Ty gets all latest information, we're going to go live to him.
This man, accused of murdering his mother, was found not guilty by reason of insanity. Tonight, he's now a person of interest in the stabbing death of his girlfriend's father. At new this hour, we're asking if the system failed by not monitoring him more closely. If you were watching at 4, you heard that suspect and his girlfriend are both being held for mental health evaluation.
And deputies think this pair is connected to the stabbing death of Tessie Gresham's 81-year-old father over the weekend. Channel 9's Mike Manzoni spent the day working to uncover more in this case. And Mike, you asked if that suspect should have been monitored after that 2007 murder case.
Martha, we found these court documents that say Buchanan was supervised by mental health professionals after deputies say he stabbed his own mother 23 times. But tonight, the question is, how close was that supervision? Orange County deputies say they picked up Tessie Gresham and her boyfriend David Buchanan yesterday morning under the Baker Act, which allows deputies to take someone into custody if they're a threat to themselves. That all happened just hours after investigators found 81-year-old Julian Gresham stabbed to death inside this house.
It's sad. It's just a sad situation.
This court order Eyewitness News obtained shows Buchanan ended up in the court system again in 2007. That time, deputies charged him with stabbing his own mother to death, but a court found him not guilty because a judge determined Buchanan was insane. These court documents we obtained say that a judge ordered Buchanan here to Lakeside Behavioral Health Care for psychiatric evaluations. But the records only show that the judge required Buchanan to go for periodic visits to check up on his medications.
It depends on how often they go. That is key.
Eyewitness News legal analyst Malcolm Perry says people found legally insane typically relapse if they're not appropriately supervised, and he says if that happens,
It can pose a significant risk to the public if they're not properly monitored in the community.
we also found that Buchanan had another run-in with Orange County deputies about a month before his mother's murder. In that case, deputies say he threatened an officer with a knife, and that officer fired back, hitting him. We're working right now to find out what exactly happened with that case. For now, we're live in Orange County. Mike Manzoni, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
And we're keeping a close watch right now on the risk of severe weather heading this way. Since 4 o'clock, our certified chief meteorologist Tom Terry has updated future track for the timing of those storms. He's over in severe weather center.
That's right, Bob. Still have a tornado watch out for the far western panhandle till 10. We may get another watch expanding across north North Florida early in the morning. But right now, we're watching that big patch that's moving our way. Ahead of it, just some clouds, but a few coastal showers tonight. This is the timing of storms between 2 and around 4 o'clock in our western zone near the I-75 corridor and the Turnpike. So that's where we could see the highest risk of some scattered wind damage with some strong winds coming in from the Gulf between 3 and 6 for the I-4 corridor. So very early on in the morning. In fact, Orlando, our forecast model showing rain, lightning, and some heavy downpours right at 5 a.m. I'm updating more timing, including a brighter outlook when it finally gets to rain back up. Martha?
Right now, state troopers are trying to track down the driver that left a jogger dying in a ditch. Troopers say a girlfriend and a friend found the victim, and there was nothing that they could do to help. That crash happened on Satellite Boulevard near Dean Avenue in West Cocoa, and that's where Channel 9's Melanie Holt has spent much of the day. And Mel, so far, troopers tell you there are no eyewitnesses to this crash.
And as best they can tell, this crash happened about 4:30 to 5:30 a.m. in the morning. And area residents tell me it would have been dark and dusty along this rural road. It's possible that hit-and-run driver never even saw the victim. 39-year-old Jason Roediger went for a morning jog and never returned home. When his girlfriend and friends Brevard County last year. That number included a fatal crash on Malabar Road, which is still open. But troopers do have some clues to close this latest crash.
We do have some parts of what appear to be a turn signal, but we're still trying to confirm exactly what those are. We don't have a vehicle description. We obviously don't have any witnesses, and we really don't have a pinpoint of exactly when this crash happened. Probably sometime between 4:30 and 5:30.
Troopers do believe they are looking for a light gray Chrysler. They're still working on more specific details, and they're also checking a nearby convenience store, and the hooks are catching some video of the vehicle that was involved in the hit and run. On this dusty, rural road, the driver may not have faced charges if he or she simply would have stopped. And I'm also told by FHP, the message they want to drive home is this: if you think you hit a sign, if you hit an animal, get out of the vehicle and check and call 911 immediately. Live here in Brevard County, Melanie Holtz, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
The state is trying to shut down an Orange County home daycare now that the owner has admitted to officials that one child inappropriately touched another child in her care. DCF is now looking into the Apopka home daycare near Vicks Road. Channel 9's Tim Barber's been in touch with them and the owner, and Tim, the owner told you she hasn't had a problem in nearly 2 decades.
And Bob, she also says that she has a good reason why she did not see the alleged abuse. Nearly 20 years ago, Sherry Scally quit her career and followed her dream to care for kids.
We have our fishing, matching game.
But recently, that dream turned into a nightmare.
It's upsetting to me. Because these kids, these parents know this is why I do what I do.
In December, DCF filed this complaint to revoke the home daycare's registration. It was filed after a 4-year-old boy was accused of inappropriately touching a 5-year-old girl while Scally was in another room. Scally says she did not see the abuse because the baby had just thrown up on her, and she was washing it out of her hair.
The kids were in the play area. Scally says she ran into her bedroom to grab a towel, then came over to the kitchen to wash herself and the baby off, and that lasted no more than 3 to 4 minutes.
Under the law, a Bailey home daycare can have up to 10 kids. Scally says she and her mom usually watch half that amount. Scally also claims the only reason DCF found out about the incident was because she reported it to the child abuse hotline herself. She says it was the right thing to do.
I didn't get an attorney because I didn't feel I needed one, but now I'm reconsidering that.
Scally's asking for a hearing to share her side of the story with DCF. Neither of the kids involved in the incident go to the daycare anymore. We also reached out to DCF officials up in Tallahassee, which regulate home daycares. So far, we haven't heard back, but of course, we'll let you know if we do. We're reporting live in Orlando, in Orange County. Tim Barber, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
And we're ready now with a report on that breaking news in Orange County.
Channel 9's Ty Russell live on Santa Barbara Road in Pine Hills, where a mother and her teenage daughter were found dead in a home. And Ty, what have you been able to learn?
Well, I just talked to deputies about 15 minutes ago, and they told me they do not believe this is a murder-suicide. Again, this is Pine Hills, and they confirmed to me that a mom and her teenage daughter were found dead in a home here in Pine Hills. Here's a look overhead from Skyline 9. Now, within the last half hour, crime scene investigators arrived. We learned both bodies, the mom and daughter, were found around 2:30 this afternoon. Now, deputies say, again, it does not appear that it's a murder-suicide, but investigators told us both bodies were found by a man who lives at the home. Now, deputies would not say the relation, and right now, deputies are canvassing the area. They are talking to neighbors for any leads on any suspects. They don't have any suspects named at this point. Now, there were several questions we're still working on, for instance, the identities, and we're also asking deputies how this mom and daughter were killed. We're also asking them whether they saw any signs of anybody breaking into this home. We will stay out here in Orange County to get those questions answered. But for now, live in Pine Hills, Ty Russell, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
The race to decide the next president focused on former presidents today. Bill Clinton was in South Florida making the case for his wife Hillary, who missed that event.
Hillary Clinton.
Channel 9's Michael Party watched the rally in Riviera Beach today. And Michael, Bill Clinton still plays a big role in party politics.
Bob, Bill Clinton is still wildly popular among Democrats and knows how to fire up a crowd. The campaign is hoping some of that energy can help appeal to voters right here in Florida. Former President Bill Clinton appealed to black voters in Riviera Beach, focusing on voting rights, equal opportunity, and wages.
Will we live on terms of inequality, imbalance of power, racial polarization, religious polarization, the feeling that government doesn't care about us?
Hillary Clinton is campaigning in Nevada, where she's locked in a tight race with Bernie Sanders, while the former president's popularity resonates with Democrats and also resurrects his record for scrutiny, possible distraction the former president acknowledged today.
Some people have sought to make an issue of my record. On the other side, I'll just say this. It's the only time in 50 years we all grew together.
Hillary isn't the only candidate enlisting the help of a former president. Former President George W. Bush is expected to attend a rally with former Governor Jeb Bush in South Carolina, while today's rally in Florida showed Bill still has plenty of fans.
I think he has the stature on all levels and the experience. He conveys authority in a way that I don't think anybody else does.
The rally was suddenly energized when a man held up a Donald Trump sign and accused Clinton of accepting money from Trump.
I took his money from my foundation where I use it to better than he's using it now, I guarantee you.
The quick back and forth showed that a former president can bring some baggage, but also experience.
In case you were wondering, the crews are just cleaning up behind us. The rally ended about an hour and a half ago. Events like these help the Clinton campaign make inroads to get an early start in their campaign here in Florida. With the primary still about a month away, insiders have told us that it doesn't
Keep this box
have a big impact
till we get everything set up.
Party Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
And the debate is now growing in Washington about who should nominate the next Supreme Court justice. President Obama said he plans to nominate a justice soon to replace Justice Antonin Scalia, who died this weekend. But the Republican majority Senate has to confirm the president's choice, and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell wants the next president to make the nomination, leaving the seat open for more than a year.
Unfortunately, I would not be surprised if that's what the majority leader, Mitch McConnell, does. And I think that's very sad, because the only way you get anything done is when the Democrats and the Republicans work together.
We're reviewing what else Senator Nelson had to say about this controversy, and we'll have that part of the story for you coming up on New Eyewitness News at 6.
Townhouse owners near Windermere claim their homes are unsafe, and they blame defective construction. Brand new at 5. Action 9 gets answers from the builder. And Orange County says this U.S. restaurant is too close to kids to serve beer and wine. Why the owner is using an off-the-corners restaurant to help make its case to commissioners. And an elderly woman told Channel 9 an insurance agent stole her identity.
I trusted you.
All new at 5, why investigators worry he could have more unsuspecting victims.
Weather to look like this in the morning, Bob, at 5 a.m. Rain and a few thunderstorms. For some strong gusty winds with lots to talk about as you plan your early morning tomorrow coming up. On Jeopardy, how well do you know Cooper? Is it Alex, Gary, or Anderson? Appeared in the 1992 film Wayne's World. Will you sweep the category? Find out on Jeopardy.
Tonight at 7 on WFTV Channel 9.
You can't deal with something by ignoring it. But that's how some presidential candidates seem to be dealing with Social Security. Americans work hard and pay into it. So our next president needs a real plan to keep it strong. Hey candidates, answer the call already.
It's the Recon mission with Tango 165. The endless search for the best berries. A midnight run through Taco's El Pastor. And the empty roads of Dawn Patrol. This is what driving is all about. And why everything we do is to make driving better for you.